Bill Magwood is a guy who's part of the Nuclear Regulatory Commission, and he actually wanted to be the chair of that commission. Apparently, he's not going to get it. Part of the reason is that he has pissed off almost everybody in his wake, and the Huffington Post had run a story earlier about how despised this guy was within the industry, and people saying, hey, wait a minute, there's only about 50 guys in this town who have this specific expertise. Why would you poison the well? He's apparently worked against his former bosses, not just at the Nuclear Regulatory Commission, but at the Department of Energy. He's done this trick many times where he apparently lies to people, backstabs them. Now, it's politics, but apparently this guy is politics on steroids because he has enraged Harry Reid. Now, you know how Harry Reid gets when he's enraged. He goes, oh boy, I'm really angry about this, and at some point I might do something about it. Not the case with Magwood. Here's what Harry Reid had to say about him. Bill Magwood is one of the most unethical, prevaricating, incompetent people I've ever dealt with. And of course, prevaricating means he's a goddamn liar. Okay? Now that was already enormously strong. I've never seen Harry Reid say that about anybody. I feel like you could punch Harry Reid's mom in the face and he wouldn't say that. But it gets worse. So he says, that man, I will never ever forget what a treacherous, miserable liar he is. Man, he started out with prevaricating. Now he's done a miserable liar. He's working himself up. It's almost like me doing a Young Turks show. And he's all worked up. It gets worse. He's a first-class rat. He's a tool of the nuclear industry, a tool. Magwood was a shit stirrer. What? Is this Harry Reid? I had to double check the article to see. It is. It's Harry. And by the way, Magwood's a fellow Democrat. Okay. And he said, as long as I am in this Senate, that guy is never going to be the head of any commission that needs a Senate appointment. So he's apparently very clear. Now, he screwed him on Yucca Mountain. Now, this kind of stuff happens. Yucca Mountain is where they're going to store the nuclear waste. It's in Nevada. Reid doesn't want it. And apparently he came in and said, oh, don't worry, I got your back, and then got his position and then screwed Reid on. But look, that kind of stuff happens all the time. Apparently this Magwood guy, if you believe these stories, I don't know anything about him, is an extra level of liar and dirty rat, as Harry Reid calls him, because almost everybody who's on the record and off the record says the same exact thing about this guy. Says, I can't believe even in this town somebody lies this much. But what was really interesting about the Harry Reid quote is how he said this guy is basically working for the nuclear industry. To me, that's the biggest, not revelation, because we know, unfortunately, that's how our government is captured, but at least it's a revelation in terms of the other media. They should follow up on that. Because apparently there's like one honest guy on the commission. I'm sorry, there was. He was run out of the commission based on Huffington Post reporting, based on what Harry Reid also says. And then everybody else on the commission is run by the nuclear industry. So from time to time, you will see stories about, oh my God, it turns out the Nuclear Regulatory Commission doesn't check the industry at all. They let them do whatever they want, and they have these horrible safety problems at nuclear power plants. That's because these guys are a tool, as Reid says. He uncharacteristically admits to how Washington works. So you get on that commission, and then once you get out, you get paid before, you get paid after by the industry. You're regulating. But Harry Reid isn't done yet. One more fun one. I do not have words to describe how little I think of this person. And as long as I have this job, he will never be chairman of anything that takes Senate confirmation. Damn. I didn't think Harry Reid could regulate like that. But apparently he can. I wish he'd do it to his political opponents like the Republicans. But hey, I guess we're making progress.